In 1998, I was introduced to the game of Warhammer by a friend. I bought a pack of 2 Bretonnian knights, and he bought some lizardmen, and later we bought the 5th edition Warhammer start set, the ones with the Bretonnians and the lizardmen. Of this starter pack, I painted my very first Warhammer miniature, and that is this knight, this Bretonnian Knights of the Realm. So from the other side, yeah, and I was even doing the bases for my first models. And I decided to be creative and put a stone here to give it a more interesting look. It looks like the horse is going to trip on the stone. I just painted white eyes with a little black dot. It looks a bit strange. It looks a bit wild. Crazy horse. Yeah. Though I had been building and painting some model aircrafts, I thought this approach to the painting of the Warhammer model was quite different. It was totally different kind of colors. These used acrylics instead of oil paints that I used for the airplane models. So it was quite different. It was more accessible, I thought, the paint. Since I had used water to thin them out and clean the brush, and it didn't stink as much as the oil paints. And although I thought the Warhammer gaming, and later even 40k, I started an Eldar army. The gaming was fun, but it was the painting of the miniature that really got me stuck to the hobby. In the year 2010, we got our first child, and then I had already stopped painting a while ago, and I had some other priorities. I tried to start painting a few times, but most of my colors was dry, and yeah, I had some other priorities than painting. A few years ago, I took both my sons, I have 2 now, and we started to look through all my old Warhammer stuff, and they thought it was really fun to look at the different models, and I even let them play some with the models, and then I took my oldest son, I think he was 7 at that time, to the Games Workshop store in Gothenburg. And we looked at the models, the new lineup of models, and we saw how the hobby had transformed since I was in the hobby. It must have been like 10 years ago. And he got to try and paint his first miniature, and I can actually show you the one in the store. He got to paint this Warhammer. It's not Warhammer anymore, it's Age of Sigmar. Yes, that's the name of the game. We actually bought a few models, brought home with us, and painted and gamed a little bit with them at home. And when I started to help him paint the models, I really got stuck again, and I thought, wow, I really love painting miniatures, and this will be my story of rediscovering the hobby of miniature painting. So after we had been to the Games Workshop store, and I got some new inspiration, I started looking to YouTube and Instagram to see what has happened in the hobby and what are people doing right now, and what models are there to paint. And of course there is a lot more than Games Workshop paints and models, but that's where I started, and that's probably what I will have as a reference. So right now I'm finding a lot of inspiration, and I really want to get back into painting miniatures again, and I found really many good tutorials on YouTube, and there are really some great painters out there that I draw a lot of inspiration from. I will show you what we are working on right now, what I'm working on right now. I started to paint these models from the First Strike box set that I bought with my son. So this is the first miniature I painted since I started my rediscovery of the painting miniature hobby. In this miniature I just used one green color, and I washed it with this Citadel brown wash. Can't remember the name now, but and then I dry brushed it with the same green color and a little bit of white in it. And I thought it was a little bit dull with only one green color. I thought the wash maybe would turn up some more brown tones. So the next one I painted, I took the same green color and a brown color. I think it was, if I remember correctly, was these two colors, I think. I mixed them together, and I've used, I guess it was some kind of wet blending technique, but I started with a little bit more brown in the downside of the armor plates, and then I used more green on the upper parts of the armor plates. And then I did some edge highlight with mixing in some green, or maybe I used, yeah, probably some kind of off-white color on that one. Yeah, and I learned a lot, and when I painted this, I really it was really fun, and just to see the progress from one model to another. Yeah, it was really fun, and I got hooked again on the miniature painting. Now for the latest in my painting adventure, I'm trying to relearn or learn how to paint. It's these two Space Marines. Talked about learning how to paint shiny Space Marine armor. So this is my progress right now. And I also try to make some scratches or dents in the armor. I've heard that it looks well, you get a more life from the armor if you have some dents and scratches. I don't know how I have succeeded, but I think they look quite good. I learned a lot from painting these. Of course there's a few details left. I should highlight the weapon some on this one, and I think there is a purity seal here that needs a little bit more color. But yeah, that's what I'm painting right now, and I really like this off blue color with a little bit of green in the highlights. I went a little bit extra with the green on this one. I probably will, if I do more of these, I will do a little somewhere in between. Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And of course I need to do the bases, because the miniature is not finished until you have painted and fixed the base. So I have to find some cool and easy basing stuff for these. So this was just an introduction to me and my miniature painting hobby, and I would like to share my rediscovery of the miniature painting, because it was quite a while since I painted last, and then now I'm trying to do a comeback and paint some of the new miniatures. And I was thinking I would like to paint my old minis that I have not painted yet. I have quite a lot of unfinished miniatures that I would like to paint, so I will probably use them first, and not so much go for new miniatures, but maybe there will come some. I will do some of the new stuff as well. Okay, so what will come next? I would like to go through all of my old painted miniatures that I have collected and painted since I think it was 15 or 16 years old when I started, and then look at how my painting developed, and what miniatures I am proud of the old ones that I painted. And a little bit of the history of my painting hobby so far. So let's check here. So right here we have 4 of these figure cases with a lot of my painted miniatures, and when we have looked through all of them, I will also check my bits boxes. I had them sorted in these different sorting boxes. The reason I have taped this cardboard here is because when I moved 7 years ago to this house, I taped it so it wouldn't fall out when we were moving them. And I have one more, a little bit smaller one, back here. And here I have sorted all my old bits from when I collected, and there is quite a lot of different bits, so I don't remember all that I put here, so it will be very fun for me to rediscover all of this, and I hope you will enjoy looking at it. So this will be the upcoming video, and we'll see if I maybe have to split that in more videos as well, and then I will also show you the progress of me learning how to paint again, and where I draw my inspiration from, and what kind of techniques I want to learn. So right now I'm working with painting shiny Space Marine armor. I'm painting the Ultramarines for the first Strike box set. And I'm also trying to learn some non-metallic gold while I'm painting these Ultramarines. Yeah, and then I will go from there and try to learn the painting techniques as I go along. Okay, hope you will enjoy this journey together with me. Otherwise I will just use this as a video log because I think it's really fun to rediscover my miniature painting. Okay.